So we are now just about 1 week away from the NFL draft, and for the Denver Broncos, I think it's obvious what has to be done in the first round. But outside of that, there is so much in the air, there are so many scenarios to talk about, and just so much going on with the team in general, so I want to cover it all, and I promise this will be my final mock draft video with this team, so grab your popcorn and settle in, because this should be a fun one. But before I begin, with the NBA playoffs coming up and football right around the corner, I have a special offer for you guys. I know tickets can be super expensive these days, so if you create an account with Vivid Seats, you can get $20 off any order of $200, which basically is what tickets go for anyways, by using promo code PREMIER20 at checkout. So go take advantage of that the next time you get sports tickets. Again, it's promo code PREMIER20. I'll put a link in my description, and I will also pin it in the comments. Alright, so on pretty much every mock draft right now, the Broncos are taking Omarion Hampton out of North Carolina to fix their massive need at the running back position. Hampton spent his 2025 season in a 5-way committee at running back, followed by 2 years as the every down back. His volume improved each season. There wasn't a lot of improvement in his rushing between 2023 and 24, outside of a few longer runs, helping his volume stats and EPA. He similarly made more big plays as a receiver out of the backfield. Even though his receiving grade didn't necessarily improve, Hampton is among the top 10 FBS running backs over the last 8 seasons in terms of his average max speed based on PFF's tracking data. Breece Hall and Keaton Mitchell are the only current running backs faster in the NFL. As a runner, Hampton was elite in most situations. The most notable situation he didn't play well in is gap run schemes. Hampton has a 92 on the dot PFF rushing grade on zone run concepts compared to 84.5 against gap. Hampton can get impatient and get north before it is necessary. This has likely impacted his grade on man plays, but it could limit which teams want to invest a late first or second round pick on him. But again, if I'm the Broncos, I think it would be very much worthwhile. His metrics as a receiver were generally strong over the past 2 seasons. He has more experience as a receiver than most running backs expected to get picked on the first or second day of the draft are, and his speed and ability to avoid tackles could make him a better receiver in the NFL than he was in college. But moving on from Hampton, let's talk about some of the other potential players the Broncos could draft or trade down to get. Let's talk about Emeka Egbuka from the Ohio State University. I'm a Buckeyes fan. I live in Ohio, so I have a lot of bias with this one, but I don't think there is a more polished player in this year's draft than him. Everything about him is consistent, his route running, his catchability, his blocking. He is just all around a player that every coach would dream of having. And Egbuka would fill a top 2 need that the Broncos have in another wide receiver. I've seen some mock drafts having him as high as top 12, and I've seen others having him go number 44 to the Dallas Cowboys, which is completely ridiculous. I don't care how you put it. He had over 1,000 yards last season as a number 2 option in Columbus behind Jeremiah Smith, and really, the Buckeyes offense as a whole just got off to a slow start. Big thanks to Chip Kelly. I did not like how he ran the offense through the first 4 to 6 weeks, and Egbuka definitely picked things up in the playoffs. He shined when the lights were the brightest. The only real problem with Egbuka is that I don't see a whole lot of growth potential or like a high ceiling in him. I think he has already reached the player he is going to be, which is not a bad thing because he is a great and consistent player, but I don't think he's going to become better or develop into a better player than what he is right now. Another potential candidate is Jahad Campbell, a linebacker from Alabama. I don't think the Broncos would be wrong to tighten up the linebacker room and add more depth to the defense, but as I've already talked about, I think with a first round pick, you have to take the instant needs. But if say Hampton is gone, Egbuka is gone, and a lot of the guys that they like are gone, I don't think anyone could be mad at a pick like this. Anyways, going back off topic to my Omarion Hampton case, I think the reason why there is backlash with him is because of just how good that Jeanty is. He is the clear number 1 guy, and then outside of him, there's a lot of running back depth. Running back is actually the deepest position in the draft. Guys like Travion Henderson and Judkins are going to be available in the later rounds, along with many other quality high upside guys, but still, I think there is a difference between Hampton and all of them, and you never know over the long haul who is going to pan out. Hampton could even be better than Jeanty. You really never know until everything unfolds in the NFL. Now moving on from the first round, I think the main consensus right now for pick 52 is Mason Taylor, the tight end out of LSU. To start with a little background on him, he is 6'5" and 246 pounds. He's the son of Hall of Famer Jason Taylor and nephew of FS1 host Joy Taylor, which may sound pretty familiar to all you FS1 guys. And he was pretty much so consistent with everything he did for the Tigers. But with that, he never really had those crazy pop-off games. He never really had those 100+ yard games, but like I said, he always made an impact and was very consistent. His nickname could have been Old Reliable. He had a really strong freshman year for the Tigers, and over the course of his career at LSU, he really ended up being one of the better tight ends in program history. To me, Mason Taylor is a pick that I would not consider to be a bad selection, but I also would not call it a good pick. It's kind of like a safe route, but I think they can do better and get more risky. And with Evan Ingram in the Broncos tight end room right now, I think he can hold down the fort. I think the Broncos can draft or sign a new tight end a different year. Let's take a look at Jalen Royals from Utah State. He is a late blooming vertical threat with basketball roots and track level speed. Jalen Royals took an unconventional route to becoming one of the Mountain West's most explosive playmakers. The Powder Springs, Georgia native originally landed at Georgia Military College before an eye-opening workout at Utah State's elite camp, where he blazed a reported 4.32 40, earning him a shot with the Aggies. After a quiet 2022 season focused on academics, Royals exploded in 2023, setting the school record with 15 touchdown catches while becoming just the 13th player in program history to eclipse 1,000 receiving yards. The 6', 210-pound target followed up his breakout junior campaign by averaging 119.1 yards per game as a senior before a foot injury cut his season short. His final 4 games were a masterclass in playmaking, posting 666 receiving yards and 5 scores, including a 211-yard eruption against ranked Boise State that showcased his game-breaking ability. That contest perfectly encapsulated what makes Royals special, taking a slant 75 yards to pay dirt and consistently winning vertically against future NFL corners. He could be a great option if available. On to pick 85, I like Demetrius Knight Jr., a linebacker out of South Carolina. He was a Gamecock. I know that's like Pat McAfee's favorite team. And his path to the NFL draft spans 6 years across 3 programs. He was a former dual-threat quarterback at Strong Rock Christian School. He became the program's first Division I athlete when he signed with Georgia Tech, and his family ties include former NFL Pro Bowler D'Angelo Hill and music legends Gladys Knight and Aretha Franklin. After 4 years at Georgia Tech, Knight transferred to Charlotte, where he tallied 96 tackles and earned first-team All-AAC honors. His final season at South Carolina showcased his development, earning team captain honors while recording 82 tackles, 52 solo, with 8 tackles for a loss and 2 sacks. Between games at Charlotte, he actually worked DoorDash delivery to help support his young family. It's such a great story. That's basically what I'm thinking for this upcoming draft. There's a lot to analyze and break down, but nonetheless, the Broncos are in a great place right now, and it's going to be exciting to watch things unfold. Let me know in the comments below what you thought about this video and some of my takes. Let me know if there's a player that I didn't talk about that you think the Broncos should draft. And also, don't forget, if you're going to buy sports tickets in the upcoming future, be sure on Vivid Seats to use promo code Premier20 to get $20 off your next $200 purchase. But yeah, man, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe, hit that bell so you never miss another upload, and until next time, I will see you all later.